Well, hello and welcome to the Confused Breakfast. Do you remember the pure joy of a trip to the video rental store as a kid?
I do.
It's hard to beat the ease of the modern era and streaming platforms where you don't even have to leave your couch. But there was truly something special about heading to Blockbuster, browsing the aisles, picking out a movie by hand, and avoiding all eye contact with the mob on your way home to watch. On this podcast, we revisit and dissect some of our favorite childhood movies from that magical era to see if they still move us the way they did as kids. My name is Mike Schulte. Joining me, as always, two dudes who love cranberry juice. Sean Pryor and AJ Vance, how the heck are ya?
I'm going to be completely honest with you. This reinvigorated my love of cranberry juice.
It's good.
It's very good juice.
For me, it's the only juice.
Okay.
Well, I'll let you guys in on a little secret that was given to me. Cherry juice.
Whoa.
Cherry juice.
Calm down.
Delicious. Have a small glass before bedtime. Just helps your sleep, helps you relax. Antioxidants.
What are you on your period?
Well, no, but
I'm sorry, man. It was from the movie. I didn't mean to.
It was the quote from the movie.
Yeah.
That was good. Okay, good reference.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, boys, on today's episode, we discuss a movie with an absolutely loaded lineup of actors. Roughly half of the $90 million budget went to the actors' salaries. That's how stacked they are. The 38th highest rated movie on IMDb, nominated for 5 Oscars. The first remake of a foreign film to win an Academy Award for Best Picture.
Interesting.
The first Best Picture Oscar winner of the 21st century that was not released on VHS in the United States. A movie with a body count of 22 and the F word and its derivatives are used 238 times. We're, of course, talking about 2006's The Departed.
Yeah.
Well, dang it. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for another nostalgic journey to the past with The Confused Breakfast. Sit back, relax, and enjoy wherever you are in the world. Take it away, boys.
Oh, syncopation.
Oh,
Double time.
if you're new to the podcast, that's called polyrhythm, okay?
Excuse me. Sleep token.
Another name for syncopation.
Polyrhythm and Mike Schulte are never used in the same. No, okay. Anyway, we're going to be reviewing The Departed scene by scene. That is what we do here. We do it with a modern eye, but we believe you must first start off talking about it nostalgically. Sean, first time you saw this movie, what were your thoughts on it?
Saw it in the theater and thought it was the best movie I had ever seen.
Figured.
10.
Just a straight up 10 from
Let's
Sean.
just get to it, man.
Just get to it.
10.
AJ, what about you?
Let me talk for a long time about this, guys, because I remember seeing it. I did not see it in theaters, but man, this like hit me at like the perfect time. Just kind of this perfect like identity crisis type of a movie again, as we've talked about with May of Damon. But man, no, I thought it was so good, and I was just kind of blown away by it because it felt like it was when I was trying to analyze movies or thinking I could or I had any right to.
This is your Boondock Saints to me.
Pretty much.
Yes, okay.
Thank you. That's
Okay.
a great way to put it, actually, because you saw this and you're like, oh man, it's so cool. They're using like some old school techniques and they're doing like these old school type of zooms and all this stuff, but it's cut together and they're using great new special effects, and you're just like kind of enthralled with this movie. And then it had all the heavy hitters in it. And I may not be a 10, but I will go ahead and give this I'll give this a 9.5 nostalgically.
9.5 nostalgia for me. I definitely liked it. Right? It's. I love the idea of it. I love the actors. There were a lot of scenes that really stuck with me, but for some reason, I never like wanted to buy it on DVD. I don't know. I didn't. I was moving on. I wasn't obsessing over movies maybe as much in my life, but anytime I had a chance, I would watch it. I just didn't seek it out. So nostalgically, like Definitely good, but not as high as you guys. I call it a 7.9 for me.
Okay.
We have an executive producer on the show today, Nick Madd. He says, like Scorsese did for Italian culture in Goodfellas, this film captures the Irish subculture in such a way that it left me wanting to smoke a cigarette, have a beer, and use a flip phone. It's a story I hadn't really seen put to film before, and I think I had a Boston accent for about a week after seeing it for the first time. Growing up in Indiana in the shadow of Notre Dame and surrounded by Irish Catholics, this film hits me right in the nostalgia, and I can feel the impact of that giving me an added appreciation for the film's setting and characters. Honestly, I'm surprised the concept of two cops playing different sides hasn't been done more often. There's a Happy Madison adaptation starring Rob Schneider and crew out there somewhere just waiting to be made.
Wow, good point.
At one point, our sub-antagonist Frank Costello says you can't trust a guy like that acts like he's got nothing to lose. And that's the true dynamic here. Who can you trust? This film has layers of betrayal and deception battling against redemption, and in true mob fashion, the wins fall short of the losses. Scorsese has a masterful way of delivering a satisfying conclusion, even if it's not that hopeful of an ending we're used to seeing. Nostalgic, 8.5. My friends, as a group, we are an 8.98 on a nostalgic meter, which pops this into the 18th place of any movie we've done. Mighty Ducks is a better movie for our young brains, but this is better than Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Oh,
Yeah, some days.
We need to reevaluate.
Nostalgically. And this doesn't mean shit, so we're going to move on. We're not even going to talk about it from here on out. We're only going to reference it in a modern day eye. That's why we got to go to Sean. We got to learn the important details of the movie. Sean, what do you got, bro?
Produced by Brad Gray, Graham King, and Brad Pitt. Written by William Monahan. Based on the film Infernal Affairs. Cinematography by Michael Ballhaus, very frequent collaborator with Scorsese, and so is the editor. This is edited by Thelma Schoonmaker. Music by Howard Shore, and directed by the man himself, Marty Scorsese. Cast: Leonardo DiCaprio, Matt Damon, Jack Nicholson, Mark Wahlberg, Alec Baldwin, Martin Sheen, Ray Winstone, Vera Farmiga, Anthony Anderson, Kevin Corrigan, and James Badge Dale. The Hong Kong crime film Infernal Affairs would be a giant success in China, spawning 2 sequels and spreading the success to the U.S., where Brad Pitt would see the film.
Have you ever seen it?
I haven't, actually, and also become a big fan. So much so, in fact, that he, along with producing partners, would acquire the remake rights with his production company, Plan B. I do think that, in fact, stands for Brad.
Plan Brad.
Yeah. William Monahan would come on board and write the screenplay for the film. Monahan combined some elements from some of the sequels to Infernal Affairs. There's 2 sequels to it. The 2 female characters, one being what would be Colin's girlfriend and the therapist character who would strike up a romantic relationship with Billy. So
they put them together.
He put them as one character.
I like that choice.
Played by Vera Farmiga. Martin Scorsese, who was beginning to sour on the big studio filmmaking that he was involved in, being burned again and again by, surprise, surprise, the Weinsteins. So he was wanting to return to more low-budget projects he would have full control of. However, when he was presented with the script for The Departed, he was so intrigued to not take it on as his next project. He considered it a send-off of sorts to a big budget system. Leonardo DiCaprio was also interested in the film, and it was set to be Leo and Brad Pitt squaring off as protagonists and antagonists, respectively. However, Pitt opted out of the role of Colin, saying he thought he was too old for the part. I actually kind of respect that. He's a producer on this movie and was going to star in it. It was his thing that he made this possible for everybody, and he's like, you know what, I'm wrong for the part, so I'm not going to do it.
He could have done it, but it wouldn't have been the same.
Yeah, and at one point, one iteration had Brad Pitt and Tom Cruise as
really
one or two of these characters.
Of course it did.
Yeah. On the suggestion of filmmaker and friend of Scorsese, Kenneth Lonergan, Matt Damon would get the role of Colin. His ties to Boston didn't hurt either. Marty had originally approached Al Pacino to play the role of Frank Costello, but he turned it down and then offered it to Jack Nicholson, who also turned it down. You're like, what? What's going on? Because he felt the character was a little too underwritten. Marty assured Jack that the character would be reworked, and Jack even helped develop the character a little more to be a slimy sleazeball with comedic elements, but also remained terrifying. It was kind of a project of Jack Nicholson's of this character. It was based a lot on Whitey Bulger. William Monahan based him a lot on, but he felt that it didn't have like as big a presence as it needed. Like Jack Nicholson as playing this, he needs that edge, and he kind of came up with that himself. The film shot in Boston and, for budgetary reasons, also in New York, where most of the sets were built. As mentioned before, Scorsese was sick of the studio involvement on his project, on his big budget films, and this sadly would be no different. Marty, especially during the editing stage, would be pestered to change the story around and to even keep some of the main cast alive in order to ensure sequel possibilities. Marty stuck to his guns, however, and even to a fault during the editing process, would become sick of the movie himself. The subject matter of not one good person morally in the film really got to Marty, even going as far as to come out and say he'd rather die than to make this movie again.
Oh, wow.
It was bad for him. He's, there's no other way to say it, whether he's just like, he would never want to make this movie again.
Wow.
The Departed was released on October 6th, 2006, and on a budget of $90 million, the film made $291.5 million at the box office, making it one of Marty's biggest hits. The film would be nominated for 5 Oscars, as Mike said, and win 4, including Best Adapted Screenplay, Best Editing, Best Picture, and after being nominated 6 times out of his career, Martin Scorsese would win Best Director.
This
finally.
was his first Best Director?
His first, yep. And only so far.
First and only. Yeah, probably only. Well, thanks, Sean. I appreciate everything you had to do there, man. That was awesome.
Thank you.
Next, we got to go to AJ. See if he can live up to how good that segment was from Sean. Give us the ratings and reviews from fans and critics alike. What do you got, bro?
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and read some reviews right now. Do you want to read some reviews? You don't read reviews, do you? What are you, one of those fucking fitness freaks? Go fuck yourself. It's the tomato meter.
You're right. It is better. That was fantastic.
Thanks. 91% certified fresh on Rotten Tomatoes.
Damn.
The tomato meter.
We've done over 200 movies now, and you would think 91 from the critics would be pretty high. That's tied in 48th spot. There are 47 movies with a higher rating than this, but it is tied with Stand By Me per all the movies we've done per the critics.
Interesting.
All right. Well, audiences, watchers, the popcorn meter, as it is known now today, 94%. So a small increase, but very much appreciated by audiences. No surprise there. And 8.5 on IMDb.
That's high.
That's got to be going.
That is tied in the 9th spot of any movie we've done with Back to the Future, Terminator 2, Alien, and Gladiator.
Let's go.
Some meh movies there.
Oh, man. Oh, well.
A bunch of movies that got sequels is what that was. This one sure didn't.
Yeah, it is.
True.
So, let's see. Peter Travers at Rolling Stone gave it the esteemed 100 out of 100. 1 out of 1, if you will. 10 out of 10 even.
10 out of 10.
So
27 out of 27.
It is.
You're right.
Yep.
That maths. Yep, that maths. He said, a new American crime classic from the legendary Martin Scorsese, whose talent shines here on its highest beams. The Hollywood Reporter, Kirk Honeycutt, simply said a ferociously entertaining film. And, there we go. How about Jay Hoberman at The Village Voice?
Every time.
Every time. Neither a debacle nor a bore, The Departed works, but only up to a point and never emotionally. Even if the director does contrive to supply his version of a happy ending. That was a 60 out of 100.
Okay.
So, let's see. But guys, we had some good, we had some bad. I pretty much focused on the bad here.
Okay,
Because we know
we'll take care of the good.
We'll take care of the good. This person just said 1 out of 10, disheartening. This is Swamp Fire.
You're allowed. Movies are allowed to make you feel things other than happiness.
That's a good point.
It kind of broke my heart.
Yeah, and that's like pretty cool that it could make you feel that, right?
I don't know, man.
This is pretty upsetting, guys. I don't know if I want to watch this anymore. I'm going to shut it off halfway through. I'm going to walk out of the theater.
And then I'm going to write a review as if I've seen the whole thing.
100%.
Yep.
Swamp Fire had this to say, 1 out of 10, disheartening. A pointless parade of annoying antagonists. The absurdly high percentage of people who are thoroughly entertained, quote unquote, by this soulless grotesquerie tells me way more than I want to know about the sordid state of our society. Yikes.
But isn't that maybe worth something?
Worth
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
You would think, yeah.
Not to Swamp Fire. Let's see. This person, I can't really sort out their name on it. It's fine. Overhyped and unrealistic. Overhyped and unrealistic, they go on to say again. On top of it, it's not a DiCaprio movie. It's a Matt Damon movie. DiCaprio is just in a supporting role here. Hated it. Not the worst movie, but I hate overhyped things. Great. Another person just said, utter garbage.
I'll never watch The Last of Us.
Never. 1 out of 10. This won Oscars? Said Stegosaurob. Yep.
Hate it.
Scorsese's made some great films in his time, but this is absolute crap. That's such a bold statement to make. I just have to say that. Quite apart from anything else, it's boring as hell. Great. I'm not going to read the rest of your review, person.
I walked out in the middle of your review.
In the middle?
It was so bad. You should do that more often.
I shut my laptop.
I closed my laptop and turned on my phone. That's what I did. 5 out of 10, a bad casting. There's some great actors in this film, and it could have been one of the greats, but there are some dodgy actors who spoil the whole thing. DiCaprio and Nicholson carried the film, but others I found were not credible at all. Actors who play the same type of parts all the time are a pain in the arse. I think you can get my drift from this remark. You get my drift?
No need to explain myself. You get it.
Why it's so fucking funny to
It's
me.
not.
I know it's not.
That's why it's funny.
You're such a piece of shit. Sorry. No. This is the last one. This is a 5 out of 10. It's just simply titled, Well.
I'm actually looking forward to this.
This was Kayla, who spells it way too weird. In 2021, the movie is okay. But as I have watched Infernal Affairs, the trilogy, several times, the book was better. There is a building of tension that is missing in this remake. Several shots are identical to the original, and I think that if they start to change a few things, they should have avoided to stay so close to Infernal Affairs. But my opinion may be a little partial, I admit. Not knowing the original, this movie is okay. And Nicholson is, well, Nicholsonian as usual.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you mean awesome and great? Is that what you meant by that? We'll find out.
Okay.
So,
Well, you think you're here for a podcast. That's what they told you, right? You clicked play, threw in your earbuds, and figured you'd kill some time listening to three idiots break down a Scorsese flick from 2006. But let's be honest. You're not here by accident. You're a rat. You're just like the rest of us. You came here to spy on nostalgia, to infiltrate your own childhood and report back on what holds up and what doesn't. At this point, you've listened to so many episodes, we don't even know what side you're on anymore. But just like this movie, one thing's guaranteed. Everybody dies, and Boston accents are really hard. So grab your cranberry juice, tell your mom you're not going to make it home for supper. Let's break it down scene by scene. Here we go.
That's me.
So, scene 1, Frank Costello grooms young Colin Sullivan to become his inside man within law enforcement. Years later, Sullivan joins the Massachusetts State Police and is quickly assigned to the Special Investigations Unit, tasked with targeting Costello himself. At the same time, Billy Costigan, with a criminal family background, is recruited by Queenan and Dignam to go undercover in Costello's crew. He fakes a criminal record, serves time in prison, and stages a drug deal to establish his cover.
To have the choice to have Nicholson in mostly shadow throughout the intro of this movie, I really like. But like at the same time, it is obviously Jack Nicholson. Like, well, I know you're trying to hide the.
Is it the age they're trying to hide?
Maybe.
Because this is like 30 years prior.
Yeah.
I feel like they're trying to just make sure you can't tell that he's still just old as fuck, Jack Nicholson.
Yeah.
But it's just like, yeah.
Why go through the efforts of like all the de-aging at this point in this era and makeup and all that stuff when you can just put him in the shadows and make him a little bit more of a, well, literally a shadowy character.
If this were made right now, they totally would have just de-aged him, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. They would have De Niro'd it. And
Scorsese would have done it.
Yeah.
Yeah. He
100%.
did it in The Irishman. I think that this is kind of brilliant. The whole first part of this movie sets you up so much, and like the even title doesn't start.
18 minutes.
I love when movies do this.
Yes.
I love this so much because it's just like that's ballsy.
Yeah. Oh, ship it out to Boston.
Yeah.
Oh, sailor's
But that's why we talk so much shit about movies like Speed, where they literally have the audacity to spend 4.5 minutes making me watch fake ass fucking elevators so that you can put the names of the people who are in the movie that we already fucking know are in the movie, which is why we're coming to the fucking movie, and we're gonna see it at the end of the fucking movie. I can read it on my fucking DVD case. Just get to the fucking movie. And this movie's like, here we go. Right? Why do we have to do title screens anyway? I'm just trying to say fuck as many times
No,
as I can.
I freaking agree too. Fucking fuck. No, yeah, I just think that the balls that you need to have to do this, is just so it's confidence in your storytelling is just like, yeah, I'm Scorsese, I got this.
We're fine. Yeah,
Do not worry about this.
Give me about 18 minutes, and then I'll put The Departed on screen for about a millisecond, and we'll just.
You won't want to leave. You're stuck here because
at that
I
point,
got you.
you're let's go.
Yeah.
You get a great Scorsese calling card here right in the beginning with "Give Me Shelter,"
Dude.
You know, this is at this point, it's how many times has he used it?
the third
time. Like, great. He always makes it work perfectly. You know what I mean? And he even brings it back later on too, and it's just so great.
It comes. I like to picture this moment in my brain where he has his trusted friend, his like musical advisor, come in and go, Marty, I've got some great ideas for some songs for this movie. He goes, first one, it's going to be the first track we're going to play, and he goes, Give Me Shelter, right? And he's like, no, you've used it twice already. He goes, Give Me Shelter. And he goes, not only are we going to use Give Me Shelter for the third time in any movie I've done, but I'm going to play it 3 different times in the movie itself.
Yep.
Because that's how much better the Stones are than the Beatles.
Whoa.
Shots fired.
Going there, huh?
I don't think you can put a Beatles song into a movie like this.
There's something like, especially in this movie, like working man's Boston. There's something very working man about Rolling Stones music.
Opposite of the Beatles, yes.
Yeah.
There's something dangerous about Stone songs sometimes in my brain.
Definitely.
It feels like creepy sometimes to where you don't necessarily know that you should be listening to it.
Yeah,
kind of a thing.
and titles like Dead Flowers, dude. Fuck yeah. You know, it's dangerous. It's outlaw music, man.
There's only one instance that I can really think of off the top of my head that is does have Beatles in it, and in a gangster movie, and it's one of my all-time favorites, A Bronx Tale, and they're playing Come Together right before there's a huge like bar brawl that they just like destroy a bunch of fucking bikers.
Oh yeah,
and it is really great.
Okay,
That's it.
I'll allow it.
That's it. But otherwise, I'm in complete agreement with you.
Who directed that movie?
great question.
I don't know if Chaz Palmiotti did it, if he directed it or not, but he wrote it. I know that he wrote it and acted in it.
Then Chaz, just trying to figure out how good that song Come Together is, has Chaz used it in other movies? Or was it probably just the one time?
I guess I couldn't tell you.
Okay, just wanted to throw that out there.
Okay.
I thought it was. It's directed by Robert De Niro.
That movie?
Really? Bronx Tale, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
I bet Bob didn't use that song.
Oh,
in
Bobby.
multiple.
Which is kind of interesting because he turned down a role in this movie to direct the movie The Good Shepherd, which also has Matt Damon in it the same year.
Oh, wow.
Kind of weird.
Young Damon just making the rounds at this point. During this monologue, though, there's a it sets me off on the wrong path already on Frank when he's. Do you get your period yet?
God, I know.
It's bad,
Piece
man.
of shit.
And then, but it's just showing. It's showing a little bit of the old times, but it's also showing how literally this man can do whatever he wants. If that is my daughter and you say that to her, I'd like to think I'd beat the fuck out of you, but I'm not gonna because of how powerful you are.
Yeah, you run this town, this suburb right now anyway. You know,
the only thing that could happen at this point is going like American Gangster Denzel to what's his name? I can't think of it right off the top of my head. But
Training Day.
Basically. But he just goes up and in the middle of the streets puts a gun to his head, says he give me my share or else, and then he puts him down. You walk up, you put a bullet in him, then that's the only way this is gonna end.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're going to have to deal with it.
And I don't know how verified or anything this is, but there's a report that he actually ad-libbed that line and that the actress playing Carmen, who was not a professional actress, was extremely offended and like halted production to express her discomfort with that. Nicholson apparently then was so impressed by her assertiveness that when filming resumed, he leaned in and said, "You did good, kid." Like meaning, like way to stand up for that. And there, I don't know. It's just kind of weird all over the line, and the fact that he ad-libbed it, and then he was also like, "Good job for standing up for that." But I mean, like, it sets us off on the right tone to be like, "I hate this fucker."
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't put it past him because he's like throughout this whole movie, like a lot of his shit is his own shit. A lot of ad-libbed, a lot of like other actors didn't know he was going to do a certain thing, which we'll get to. Just the brilliance of Jack Nicholson in this moment.
It was a big thing for him to, like, a stipulation for him to, with Scorsese, to have some free reign to be Jack Nicholson a little bit. Obviously, there's the guidance of like his accent, whether or not you like it or not, and how much it comes in and out. You know what I mean? But beyond that, I saw this video as an interview with Matt Damon. I don't know if you guys have seen this or not, and he was describing working with Jack Nicholson because they're both writers.
Yeah,
you know, he's like, I'm an actor. He's like, but since I'm also a writer, and then this opening scene or shortly thereafter when it shows the scene is when him and French execute this couple on the beach, right? And he says, gee, she fell funny. Now, since I'm a writer, I kept going. And I said, and then he continues to say things about like more fucked up shit of just like, wait, before you cut her up, I want to have sex with her again after he shot her.
Yeah.
And then he continues on. He's like, but since I'm an actor, but since I'm also a writer, and he's doing all this stuff because he's creating more and more possibilities for the director and the editor to utilize if they want to.
Was that the Hot Ones?
I was going to say, someone said that somewhere. I've heard that story.
And it's Matt Damon telling it, you know, and kind of doing a bit of a Jack Nicholson impression at the same time. Right. It's fun to watch.
That's amazing.
Yeah. And so it just gave a lot of great insight into kind of how he did these things. And he did the same things with like DiCaprio and their scenes together. Yeah. So it's you know, for all the craziness that Jack Nicholson is, you really got to hand it to the guy.
It's got to be quite intimidating. I mean, maybe even for Marty at this point. He's never worked with him until this, you know, and even the actors like Matt Damon working with Jack, just being like, what is he gonna do? Like, that was not on the page, man. What are you doing? You know,
it wasn't in the script for him to light the thing on fire and beat it out. You know what I mean? Like all these little things. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
No, that was it. I just agree with you. And reiterating that story is just so cool. It perfectly encapsulates what a kind of live wire he is on screen, and like I guess in real life too, where it's just like he is just a presence and perfect for this role.
Yeah.
I did want to bring up Leo DiCaprio here for one quick second, because we can talk about how good of a job he does in this movie, but the one thing that got me is how young he looks at the beginning of the movie, but how old he looks at the end. And it struck me that this was the movie, mid-movie, that actually transitioned Leo DiCaprio from young heartthrob Leo DiCaprio to the guy we know now.
Yeah.
Because think about this. He was coming off of Romeo and Juliet, Titanic, The Beach, Catch Me If You Can, never had facial hair.
Aviator.
This young dude. We can picture him as a young 20s guy.
Yeah.
And going into this movie, you see him without facial hair. You're like, Jesus, he looks good. He's so young. He comes out of prison and instantly has this like little beard and goatee on, and now he's Blood Diamond, Shutter Island, Inception, Django, Wolf of Wall Street, Revenant. He's an adult with facial hair. Like, this movie, mid-movie, was the transition for Leo DiCaprio.
That's a really good point. Yeah, I didn't really think about it like that. Yeah, it kind of took me back a little bit to especially to see him clean shaven and like even like blondish hair.
Like the really short kind of buzz
yeah,
cut.
I'm
You're
just
like,
wow, is this like fucking Gilbert Grape? DiCaprio, what's going on? You know, yeah.
For his you got to hand it to like wardrobe on top of it, because when he goes into that office the first time, Sullivan's walking out, getting hit on by the girl, the secretary, and he's sitting right there.
Yeah.
Which it makes you think, like, if he would have turned around and not been up his own ass for one split second.
If he wouldn't have been trying to hit on somebody and be this cool guy, they would have totally looked at each other and made a connection.
Yeah. If Tits McGee wasn't there, it would have been 100% they would have met.
Really good job.
And the difference of reaction from her too.
Split second. If that's the way it was going to happen, like our two main guys walk right past each other. Right there. The reactions are different too. You're right, Sean. And I think, again, you got to give a lot of credit, though, to the wardrobe. And this is my point. Leo DiCaprio looks dressed very young. Like he's got this like almost like a school outfit on.
Yes.
It almost doesn't fit him.
Right.
He's like, he borrowed it.
It looks a little bit almost big.
Like hand-me-down clothes or something like that.
And that's the thing. Like you think about any like, school like
you're right, it is very schoolboy
schoolboy outfit, kind of a thing. And but then you have Sullivan, who looks kind of dressed to the nines. He's got a nice suit on, nice tie. So
he's been handed everything, like it's all been paid for. In fact, what do you think is the gift that he gets when he gets in the car after he graduates
from Frank?
He opens the box.
I think it's a watch.
They never show it.
They never show it.
But later on in the movie, he does have a pretty nice watch on.
Yeah.
But they never imply actually what was in that box.
Yeah, that's interesting.
It could have been a high end watch. It could have been like money. It could have been some burner phones. It could have been like incriminating photos, maybe, to be like, remember.
What if it's like a detective's badge where he just gives it to him because he knows he's going to get there already. Since we obviously find out that he's an FBI informant.
School's out.
Yeah.
Oh. So you think Frank was like pulling strings to get him in his positions?
Well, he says that he never told anybody about the people who weren't going down already, though.
Okay.
In this movie, I think he puts him in these positions. I don't think there's anything else going on. I think he's very literal with Colin.
Yeah.
And what his job should be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From the start.
Yes.
The word grooming is weird nowadays, but yeah, that's what he did because he met him at 7 years old. And he's been like, you're perfect.
And it's interesting too because Colin is given pretty much everything, given this rank, given head detective of this police department, and the juxtaposition of that and Billy, pretty much kind of give like because they say that he wasn't very good on the test, right?
Do they?
Who?
Billy, or the
No, Billy's
Billy's like
amazing on the
so
test.
smart.
That's
He's
what
got
I-
the high SATs.
That's what I was thinking. I read somewhere that whatever.
Yeah.
But so yeah, he was very good. But he's like, we don't know what to do with you. You know, like you can't be a beat cop.
Yeah.
You know, so and
You're an astronaut. You're not a statey.
Yes.
What are you doing?
Really
here?
like that line.
You know, and the big thing is like, but there's the other thing that he can't really hide is the fact of his attitude, you know, and his temper. His temper is going to shine through, and that's that's the point that they're really talking about and kind of driving home is like in 5 years something's going to break you and you're not going to be a cop anymore because you're going to fuck it up because of your temper. I think that's what they're saying. However, you're extremely smart. What the hell are you doing here?
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, it's basically like a soldier almost.
Yeah.
It's like I don't know what else to do.
Yeah.
I'm not interested in anything. I have nothing.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
I am convinced.
Not that all soldiers, whatever.
Yes.
Yeah.
I am convinced. I just want to go on record and say it just so it's in the world.
You're
that-
recommending us for the Medal of Merit?
I am. I just want to go on record. Yeah. What else was I going
I'm
to say?
recommending you for a Medal of Merit.
No, I need to tell the world that I believe this because I think there are people out there that believe this as well, and I'm trying to form a community. This is Mark Wahlberg's best performance in
dude.
the history of his career.
If the hair says it all. The hair says it all. But you're 100% right.
Like
What's the matter,
I
smart ass?
always
You don't know any Shakespeare?
I always loved him in this role, but this couple of rewatches, like he's the best part of this movie. This is his best role. He was nominated for an Oscar.
The only actor of this movie to be nominated for an Oscar.
Shocking.
And he's
Jack Nicholson,
not in a
Leonardo
bad way,
DiCaprio,
but-
Matt Damon, fucking even Martin Sheen, Alec Baldwin could have gotten a nomination.
yes.
As Ellerby,
Yeah.
those two, when you put
So
those
good.
two in the room together, holy shit.
I mean,
Sorry, Mike.
No, you're just nailing it. I mean, he was only on set for like 4 days. They had him for a short amount of time. He was only in X amount of scenes, and he just is a tornado of fucking hilarity and just Boston, and it's just so goddamn good.
He Lovitz it.
Lovitz did.
He Lovitz it.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a confusey as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
Okay.
For best supporting actor of any movie we've done.
Okay.
Yeah. I think it's a Lovitz award because
Lovitz award.
and you know maybe he
Ooh.
just gets one by automatically for being that in A League of Their Own.
Yeah, it's best performance for someone underneath like 10 minutes of screen time.
Yes, exactly.
And
That's really what it
underneath
is.
the caliber of actors that
Right.
are also in this movie. Yeah.
Exactly.
I totally agree. And like you mentioned his hair, AJ, and that was actually like a big point of contention because they wanted him to cut his hair, but he was also doing Invincible at the same time.
Oh, jeez.
Which is like that Philadelphia
Yeah.
Eagles movie.
Great movie.
I haven't seen it, but it's got longer hair in that, so
Yes.
that's why his hair is longer in
So
this. Which is they try to mask it by just like combing it back, but sometimes it comes free, you know, and it looks kind of like whoa.
It's honestly, for some reason, it just adds to his
It does.
character. Because if he had more of a straight cut, like
Yeah.
you know, like Damon and like DiCaprio, he would have kind of been another blending in.
Yes.
and this
Yeah.
kind of helps set him apart. He feels like this cop who's been through what DiCaprio is going
Probably
to go through.
We don't really
He's
ever
done this for
find
a
it
long
out.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like, so I think that he comes from like the school of hard knocks of undercover, and that's why he's the staff sergeant now. And it feels great because he's also he's like burying himself underneath Billy's skin, but then at the same time he has these like moments of respect that shine through that you're just kind of like he's like if you want to help out the Commonwealth, then this is your chance. He's like, you got a 1400 on your SATs. You're an astronaut, kid. You're not a statey. What are you doing here?
Yeah.
You know? So it's like these moments of like, I believe in you. Like, but what are you going to do about it?
But you need to realize what you're getting yourself into.
Right.
And I'm trying to scare you away from this.
Yeah.
But this is also the only thing that you can do for us.
But that brings up a good point. Like, why is Billy accepting this? Like, what is in it for Billy? This is the worst deal and position you could ever be put into. Not only are you going undercover, but you're going undercover to where only 2 people know about it. And you're getting paid off the books, and you got to go to jail. How could you ever agree to this?
It's a good question. I don't really know.
Yeah, I mean, you've got to the idea that, I mean, Queenan says it straight up. He says, we can't hide that you're a cop, but we need to make it seem as if there was a real version, like this is a real thing.
We deal in deception here.
Right.
Yeah.
And we have to do this by our book, which means he's going through jail.
And you're erased, essentially.
Yeah. You're like, we're erasing a lot of this. You're going back. We're putting you into the Southie projects as a Costigan, like a hardened Costigan. Like you're right. Why do you agree to this?
That's been a few things that will come up with even how good this movie is. Some of the plot is sort of just like you just gotta buy into it.
There's so much.
There's a lot that you just have to go. Who cares?
Even the setup, I'm just like, this goes so fast, and I get most of the gist and everything. But even like certain details, I'm just like a little confusing.
Yeah,
I'm like. Because of the identity aspect and like the crossing sides aspect too, it does add to the confusion, but I'm not sure if it's to the movie's benefit or not.
Yeah, that's true. And there's even some weird things that do date this a little bit. When he gets out of prison and he's hanging out with his cousin and he's got the fitted backwards baseball hat.
Oh yeah.
How weird does that look?
Yeah. Oh,
nobody wears fitted backwards baseball hats anymore.
Dude, the mid 2000s were a weird time.
Well, like, it really took me back at how strange he looked with that hat on.
Yeah, it's like, but they were like all the rage. Like,
I was wearing it.
Oh,
at that time.
I go to Lids and I buy my fit
with a Z.
Oh yeah, Steve at Lids, we're buddies.
Yeah,
he knows my head size.
I don't do that like one size fits all crap. You know,
I get my hat hemmed.
Yeah, like your pants. My mom did it.
Yeah, well, she's good at it. So.
Recipes.
I do want to ask you guys about Ray Winstone as Frenchie. How goddamn good is he?
One of the best actors, literally. Period. There's a movie called Sexy Beast. There's a movie called Sexy Beast that he's in, and he's fucking phenomenal in it. Every time that he's in a movie, it's the best scene.
Yeah,
like especially this movie, the kind of grizzled, bearded Ray Winstone with a Boston accent. Is
he British? In real life?
Yeah, real life. Yeah. And it's perfect. He's amazing.
This scene, this cranberry juice scene, the way he delivers the listen, there's guys you can hit and there's guys you can't. He ain't exactly a guy you can't hit, but he's close. I'm going to make a ruling. And he's like, I say he's a guy you can't hit, and then proceeds to beat the fuck out of him about 5 seconds later.
Right.
Like, he's a guy you can't hit. I can hit the fuck out of him.
You haven't earned it yet.
Yes.
This is do as I say, not as I do.
Yes.
And this is what you live by in this building.
Yeah.
In this bar.
In this country.
In this country.
Next to this mosh in this bar.
Yeah.
In the Harvard
in
yard.
the marsh.
Kind of fun.
He's out there at the harbor.
Also, I think one of the best uses of Allman Brothers song, One Way Out.
Oh yeah.
One Way Out. It's also in Lords of Dogtown, which is where I found the song. But I love it in playing in this bar.
You were doing that, weren't you?
Yeah. Allman Brothers live at the Fillmore. Sick.
I want to make mention of this because I did have a note about it, even though it's drawing us back a little bit. But it was the moments of like when he is two things. It's when he is it shows like Colin, and like he's giving him like the groceries and stuff, and then it shows like the scenes of him like grooming him and these other kids and stuff, and then it does that hard switch to Matt Damon. Might be one of the best kid to adult castings
I can
really think of like in modern, I don't know, modern reviews.
Young
It's
Colin.
believable.
Yeah. Like the eyes were just like about spot on, you know what I mean? And then but it's the diner though that he's sitting in. Did you guys realize that that's the same diner or the same place that where he tunes up the guys from Providence?
It is?
Yeah.
that's
Oh,
cool.
it does.
Nice.
It did look like it. Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, and so I didn't realize it until I saw the like the soda machines.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I was like, oh my God, it's the same fucking place.
Yeah.
So
If we were on a train to go punch a face,
Oh.
I'm on
That's what I'm talking about.
Unfortunately for me, it is young Colin.
you're gonna punch this kid, huh?
Yeah. Let's just get it right now. Punch
You
him
don't,
right
you don't
now.
like this kid. If you're Frank, you're like, I don't want you working for me ever. In fact, I'm going to punch you in the face.
Unfortunately, as good as a director Martin Scorsese is, I don't think that he could direct the drama school kid out of this kid. Where he's just like he's the. It's like he watched Matt Damon movies in preparation for this, and is just like while Frank's talking, he's like working on a car or something, and he's like
Yeah.
cleaning his hands while
Yeah.
listening to him. He's like, I'm
Totally.
just like,
Yeah. Okay.
I don't like it.
You've caught him acting, is what you're saying.
Yes.
You've caught him acting.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I get that. It's sometimes with kids, it's easier to spot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
that scene in particular is probably the one where I think a similar thing.
Yeah, just
But-
do better, you punk bitch. Is all
Yeah.
I'm saying.
This is a two-parter for me. Like at first, I want to punch the Chinese guy that is there doing the deal for the microprocesses.
Yeah,
Because he's a little over the top for me. But then I decided, as I was saying microprocesses, I want to punch anyone that says the word microprocesses.
Microprocessors.
Microprocessors. Because at the time in 2006, we're all like, what the fuck's a microprocessor?
Yeah.
Now we're all like,
they're coming for us.
fuck, they want microprocessors? Okay. So I was gonna go that guy, but now I'm just going anytime anyone says microprocesses in
Okay.
this movie, they're just gonna get punched.
Okay.
It's I'm pretty. I don't know if it's the exact words, but boy, they really pinned this in 2006. But the government believes that we're going to be in a trade war with China in not too distant future. These are the microprocessors. Well,
we kind of got it.
Should
Should have listened.
Should have listened to Scorsese's.
Isn't it funny?
Isn't it wild?
Oh man.
Art, real life imitating art.
Yeah.
Art imitating real life. Ooh,
Yeah.
big yikes.
I always love to be reminded of real stuff in
Yeah.
movies.
Yeah.
Oh, it's real fun.
Yeah. Not on edge at all.
If I had a chance to punch somebody from this, it would be Sullivan's buddy and the Force.
The undercover guy that ends
Yeah.
up being undercover. I think his name's
James Badge Dale.
but he's got a name in the movie. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
He does, and that's why. That's-
Because you're right.
it's. I think that guy deserves the punch, for sure. On several different levels, he's uppity with Sullivan because Sullivan's making his moves up the ladder. He's stuck looking like he's gonna invade Poland, if you will. And then what was the other thing? Like at the end, he seems like a squirrely nut job. If anybody's gonna break, it's gonna be him. So he probably deserved to have a bullet anyways.
Yep.
So it's just like, he should be punched more.
Okay.
Yeah.
I do think he's one of the more underrated actors in the movie, but that's all I'll say.
We're talking about his character, not his actor.
Yeah,
I'm talking about the character.
I get it.
Yeah, I mean, the face helps, but
Yeah, sure.
All right, so scene 2. Costigan earns Costello's trust after withstanding a brutal interrogation and is accepted into the crew. As Costigan works his way deeper into Costello's operation, Sullivan rises through the police ranks while secretly tipping off the mob. Meanwhile, Sullivan begins a relationship with Madeline Madden, who is also Costigan's court-mandated therapist. During an attempted microchip sale to Chinese agents, Sullivan warns Costello about a police raid, and the crew escapes. I do want to bring up one thing here about the Irish undertones of this movie and how I think it nails it. There's a lot of really cool quotes, like Frank says that the Irish are the only people impervious to psychoanalysis. And Colin later on says, I'm Irish. I'll deal with something being wrong my entire life. There aren't necessarily like scientific studies that prove any of this stuff, but it is kind of fully noted that these are very true of the Irish people. The interesting thing to me is that it's sort of like a badge of honor. These are not good things. You don't want to be impervious to psychoanalysis, and you don't want to deal with something being wrong your entire life, but yet everybody sort of is like, yeah, I kind of am. I feel that these are actual things that involve me, and I'm kind of cool with it, but I shouldn't be. I mean, it's just an interesting take on it, and there's Anthony Burgess has an introduction to a book of Irish short stories. He says, one of Freud's followers split up human psychology into two categories, Irish and non-Irish.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just it's definitely a myth, but Freud did think that they were resistant to introspection due to being emotionally guarded and tough people. So I know that there's many Irish people that dig this film and it has some Irish undertones. I just wanted to point that out, how that is a cool part of this plot.
Anthony Burgess, the original author of A Clockwork Orange, that movie deals with a lot with like youth and trying to control the youth, control men essentially, kind of a motif through his writing perhaps,
Yeah.
That reminds me of it reminds me of The Town,
Very much.
opening comment
Very much.
quotes on that movie. If you remember, in The Town, it just says, "I'm proud to be from Charlestown. It's ruined my life in every single way, but I'm still proud."
Yes.
It's that same mentality of like, it's like this martyrdom mentality of like, or I deal with it and that makes me stronger, whereas you dealing with it doesn't let you grow. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You'll never get out of that town then.
Yeah.
That kind of a mentality. Same with like the Good Will Hunting mentality and that process, that whole story. So
Yeah.
this does a really good job of throwing it out there and kind of and they brought this to Boston, with the Irish undertones, and they brought it there from New York originally, didn't they?
Yeah.
So it was
think it was
going
a
to
good
be
choice.
Yeah, I think it was a good choice. I think it adds a lot of color to the film. Whereas I feel like if it was in New York, it might seem somehow more bleak, not as colorful.
When Marty, a true blue New Yorker, probably his instincts to go with this in New York, are subverted by the writer who is from Boston, but somehow still Marty nails the Bostonian sort of outlook
Yeah.
for the whole film. And like just I've never been, but what I hear about Boston is that it is this. It's like this movie and The Town,
The place is like South Boston to like tough place. It's that tough place, like I completely buy into it. And it's a place that when I see this kind of stuff makes me nervous about, but then at the same time, it's like, I'm sure there's a lot of undertones of just like, yeah, come and have a beer and like a shot and like, let's, and that kind of, family mentality of just
it's
like,
not necessarily
welcoming you
like
in.
assholes.
Right.
But it's like,
It's guarded people.
yes, that's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
How do you guys feel about Vera Farmiga and just in general and in this movie as Dr. Madeline
Here's how I
Madden?
feel. Here's my note. Vera Farmiga. Wowie wow.
Wowie wow.
She is so hot. This is my note. She's just so. I love her in movies of this era because she just very much plays the like sort of exotic looking blonde American girl that just her eyes are very like they'll draw you in. And her looks that she has. I'm glad they chose her for this role over anyone else they could have possibly chosen.
Running
for this.
Scared. She's very good in.
God, yeah.
I think those are the two movies I think about when I think about
Up
her.
in the Air with
Oh, yeah.
George Clooney. She's so
Oh,
good
yes,
in that.
yes.
Just
That one
this
as well.
like dangerous to get close to woman. sort
Yeah.
of, in a way. That's kind of how she plays.
It's a very good way to put her.
Yeah.
It, even sort of mystical playing Warren, what's her name, in the Conjuring movies. That sort of like, Oracle-esque sort of character as well too. She's incredible in this, and wowie wow kind of thing. But some of it does bother me a little bit. It doesn't bother me. It's just something that I notice. It's maybe like the young Colin actor, where she touches her face a lot. She does.
Yeah.
She does
She has a tick.
this a lot.
Yeah.
You know.
She's Mitch from Days of Confused.
She is.
Do we need to go back and count how many times she touches
We
her
might
face?
have to.
She's definitely mitching this up. You're being a real Mitch.
You're being a
okay?
real Mitch.
So I agree with you. It is. It's like a tick. It's an acting tick, and like there are points where it works, and then there are points where I'm like it's too much, and
Because she'll smile through it too, and I'm like, you know what? I don't care.
yeah, yeah.
Keep going.
Yeah.
So it's just a tick that I definitely noticed as well. But then she does it in other roles though too. So yeah,
It's just such an interesting character because I don't quite understand why she falls for Colin and why she wants to continue the relationship with Colin. Like maybe I get you're intrigued by him right away. He's very charismatic. That interaction on the elevator is pretty great. Like,
is.
Okay, cool. I like you.
the interaction on the hotel is great. Then they have the dinner.
Yeah.
Fucking dork.
Fucking
Dude, Colin is like, I don't know if that thing moves, I'm gonna have to shoot it. Because I'm like, I have a gun because I'm a cop.
you know, you're up shit creek with a bunch of big cops. It's like, it's
But
all
yeah,
right.
but from that point on, she's starting to see some weird red flags.
Yeah.
He's not performing in bed. He's getting weird phone calls. He's lying to her and stuff like that. I don't quite understand why she feels the need to follow this relationship.
Yeah, and to sort of, I mean, as we'll talk about later, end things with Billy, and I guess to like further the
She's
thing with
choosing,
Colin.
yeah.
She's choosing
to
Colin.
say no. Colin is my safe spot.
Yeah,
she's very upfront about it in the sense of like, she's describing herself like in these sessions with like Billy and stuff. It's like, well, you have to make a decision. You have to commit to it, and you know, it's like, do you lie? Do I lie? It's like, I mean, I guess sometimes she kind of admits, you know, not to rock the boat, even
Level the
keel,
playing field.
You know, she is telling about herself. You know, she's trying to make this commitment with Sullivan, and it's like, but why are you doing it? Why are you putting yourself through it? You know,
But things-
just to land on your convictions.
yeah.
That's
Things
it.
Billy says to her while in their sessions too, like, so you had a parent who was a drunk, and she's like, well, let's talk about you, okay? Let's, and like, he got her,
Yeah.
you know, and like
he might have been the only one actually properly reading pretty much everybody in this movie.
It's the thing where, like, you know, Colin puts away the picture of her, and then when Billy comes in, he hangs it up. You know, like that's the juxtaposition of like the hard man who has like empathy,
yeah.
and a soul really, and the guy who can't fuck and doesn't care about anything but himself really.
Yeah.
But there's hypocrites all around in this movie.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
like Madeline is basically cheating on her boyfriend, and she tells Billy that she would lie to Colin if he walked in the door.
Yep.
But then she can't even fathom that Colin was lying to her about his job and being weird. That scene where he's on the balcony and she's just like,
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Split diopter shot.
that's again the idea of going back to whoever said it. There's nobody in this movie of like more of
that we're like rooting for her.
Yeah, with like a high moral compass or whatever.
Well, then you even got Colin. Colin's a fucking detective who gets mad at his real estate agent for like asking detective questions to be like, you know, you're a statey and this is like $10,000 a month.
Like, are you sure?
Are you sure?
Yeah.
And just give me the fucking papers. I got a co-signer.
There
It's
is
like, yeah, I'm doing my job. You're doing your job as a detective asking questions. I'm doing my job to make sure you can afford this place.
Yeah, I thought that scene might bother you more.
Yeah, it bothered me a lot.
there's an
Bitch.
I'm a realtor.
I'm just doing
Okay,
my fucking
I'm trying to do my fucking job.
Jesus.
My job.
I'm trying
This
to do
is
my
my
job. This is
job.
my
That's
job.
my job. All right.
Well, that brings up a good point, though. It makes me think there's a lot of undertones of like alluding to like Colin being gay, like closet gay.
Oh, good call.
A ton.
Whoa, okay. You're blowing
So
my mind.
like at first and foremost, the rugby game against the firefighters. Fucking firefighters, they're all fucking quit.
Yeah.
Going off on it and won't let it go.
Yeah, true.
He won't let it go. And then in the apartment, he's like, I have a co-signer. Oh, so you expect to have a house guest? That's cool. That's cool. The realtor might be thinking like, so maybe you're gay.
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah.
I don't know. That's fine.
I don't fucking know.
Starts having trouble performing in bed.
He even has a weird interaction with that other cop guy that turns out to be undercover when he's like, when he talks about him look like he's going to invade Poland. That's a little, there's a little close talking going on there.
Yeah,
it's a little awkward. Like maybe I can help you.
Yep. It's
hating the thing that you are, kind of like making fun of the thing that you probably are.
That you're closeted to be.
Yeah. So it's him like literally fighting it and resisting it.
He didn't like being in the smutty movie.
With
He
the
was just
dick
like, why do
thing.
people watch this?
Yeah.
Ugh.
Like there's a lot of undertones. I feel like I'm missing one or two, but yeah, if we pick it up through the rest of the movie, then I'll tell you.
Yeah. Prime flip phone movie. You would think that it would date it,
Can you?
but it kind of doesn't.
But
right?
you know what? I love it. I kind of love it that it does kind of date it a little bit.
Yeah,
it's like it takes me back in the right way.
Yeah,
but
also doesn't take away from it.
Yeah,
where it's just like, ooh, flip phone.
The flip phone itself doesn't date it for me. It's the technology around it. It's like they brought in the FBI to like track cell phones, but literally all it does is just show if someone's standing somewhere with a phone.
Yeah.
It doesn't act, they're not seeing the messages, they're not hearing, they're just like, there's a guy with a phone on standing right there.
Yes.
And the idea that just closing a phone turns it off.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, no, my phone right now, even if it's turned off, is still projecting a bunch of information.
Patriot Act. Patriot Act.
I love it.
I love it.
What a great fucking performance, dude.
Somebody said it earlier, but if Mark Wahlberg's the best performance of this movie, Alec Baldwin is immediately right beneath him.
Oh yeah, so underrated in this.
His fucking their back and forth of just like he's like, what did he? How does it start? He says. He's like, well, I'm tired. He's like, I'm tired from fucking your wife. He's like, how's your mother doing? He's like, good. She's tired from fucking my father.
When they're together, it's the best.
And like
everything.
He carries on with his his statement that he's giving to everybody, but then like you can see Alec Baldwin in the background, just like, motherfucker. It's so good.
I totally forgot about the cell phones. Hold on, the T9 texting.
Oh yeah.
I've heard a lot of people complain about. There's no way you could have your phone in your pocket. I did.
You become good.
Yeah.
I could easily. I did it once to my mom. I was like, Mom, tell me an entire sentence to say, and I put my phone down like this, and I T9 the entire thing without even looking down at it.
Yeah.
It's a habit forming thing. Like that is 100% something that could have happened.
If you give me my Roku remote, I know there's a little less buttons maybe on there, but I could navigate and I could get to fucking. I could type in The Departed.
Yeah. And by the way, T9 word. Most of the people listening
Shut
to this,
up.
they
If anybody
know.
doesn't know what that is, just turn it off.
Well, but T9 word was like the predictive version of the triple texting.
No,
or
I'm
the
talking
triple
about
button.
triple texting.
You're talking about
like I'm
triple
talking
button?
about you had to input every single letter.
Okay, because T9 word was the predictive
Okay.
text.
Then I'm just saying it wrong.
I'm just saying that it was that
What are you
was
working
made.
cell phones or something? You fucking
Well,
say.
you fucking. I knew this was gonna piss you off, AJ. This scene, it's like I pissed off Mike with the realtor scene. Oh, remember when they got the truck, Sean? Yeah, I bet that fucking pissed you
I
off.
don't piss anybody off.
That's not how you deliver drugs.
It really fucking bothered me.
Yeah,
Yes. Yeah, you're right.
Anyways. But the T9 word predictive text, I remember being so fast at that. Like I was faster than the fucking phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how quick it got.
I remember that.
So, this is 100% believable.
Yep.
When he's doing that in his pocket.
I think so too. And this is a pretty great. This is the where they meet with the Chinese
Yep.
guys, the processors.
Yep.
I mean, Baldwin is on fire here, as we said, but so is Wahlberg as well with the guy who's like, who put the fucking cameras in here? Oh, fuck. Oh, who are you?
Who the fuck are you?
I'm the guy who does the job. You must be the other guy. Fuck, man.
Just nails
Classic shit.
Just nails it again. Like he's never not on, and it's like you say, every time he's around, it's just a steamroller borderline. Because it's like, fuck, Dignam's coming.
Well,
you know what I mean?
His best quote of the movie is the most famous. It's the maybe not, maybe fuck yourself.
Yeah.
Maybe fuck yourself.
That is just like to writing and having someone perform that line.
And feels very Boston.
Maybe.
Yes.
Maybe not.
Well,
Maybe fuck yourself.
Wahlberg's the only like probably actual Boston guy in this whole crew.
yeah, I think so.
So he's probably sitting here just like looking at everybody else, being like, God damn it.
Damon is.
Damon is. but
Damon.
yeah.
Dayman.
Dayman.
Yeah.
He is, but Wahlberg apparently he fell right back into it pretty easy, dropping his Oz. You know, one thing you just on the weekends you dropping your Oz and you're playing bad guy with your daddy the donkey, huh? Did I get that right? Yep. It's just like he's just steamrolling, man. It's so
All with
good.
his arms crossed and a
Yeah.
smile on his face. Just,
What's the matter, smart guy? You don't know any Shakespeare?
Shakespeare. But yeah, this. I mean, they didn't know that we had a navy, kind of that escape kind of thing. Rewatching this and realizing that Costello is an FBI performer. I struggle saying Costello without going Costello.
Costello.
But that was a kind of wrench in the story for me, where it like almost gets convoluted.
I would like to agree with you, Sean, that I don't feel him being an FBI informant does add a few catalysts to the story, which I believe is what makes Colin kill him.
That's kind of
it's sort of the only one,
right?
Which you don't necessarily need, and it's kind of my least favorite part of the movie. That I like that everybody's pretty much an informant. Like
everyone's a liar, everyone's a shithead. Yeah,
I like that, but I almost wanted Costello.
We know he's a shithead.
He's less believable in any of this because, like, why would he be so crazy and just kill people and do all this fucking wild shit if he actually technically was like an informant? And, and at any point they could just take him down and be like, fuck you. Quit killing people. It just was weird. It was a little bit of a weird choice.
Which I guess maybe adds to the, like, also overarching disgusting nature of it, with, like, the government is also, like, fine with him doing the shit that he's doing. Only if he comes to them and gives them the information that they want.
But what information are they getting?
I don't know. It's a good. Yeah,
is it the microprocesses?
I guess. Like, are they intercepting those Chinese guys? You know, like,
they don't really take the time to explain much of this to you.
Yeah,
but that's where the movie's just so great. Maybe is that it doesn't even. Most of the time, I'd be like, I wish they'd explain this better. But in this movie, I just don't care.
Yeah, I found myself caring a little bit more on this rewatch. Unfortunately, yeah, I'm just. That what we just said. It just doesn't add anything, and it's just like another thing to be like, wait, what?
To keep it straight. Sometimes it's hard to be like, wait, who is this guy?
Yeah. What do you have anything on that, AJ?
Well, I mean, not necessarily, I guess. I don't know. You're talking about I was trying to look back for a note here, but are you talking about his buddy? Who are you talking about?
No, Costello.
Costello being an FBI
just being an FBI him being an FBI informant, I think it. I mean, I guess I don't know why it doesn't work, because he has to be protected some way, and they keep on saying, "Well, we're building a case. We're building a case," and it's like Costigan is right. Why can't you take him down on any one of the numerous things that he has done that we can prove?
But if he's an FBI informant, why does he need Colin? Why does Colin have to be the guy that infiltrates that's on the police force?
I think it's just having the different layers, because you also have to think about the reason I asked this was because his other buddy. I mean, he is never. It's another mole and rat he has inside at a different rank or a different department inside the Boston PD
true.
That he never makes any mention of to Colin. So he's working it from all angles. It's like at every level he wants to have information and be fed what's going on. It's how he stays on top of everything.
Yeah.
And so and then also it's the fact that the FBI he's an FBI informant, but they also have an FBI liaison inside that special investigations unit too, along the entire way. That guy either knows or he's such a fucking douche fuck up.
He looks like a douche fuck up.
They don't.
when he goes, "What's up, everybody?"
Yeah, and he walks in late all the time. He walks in late, and then he's like, well, and he's the guy who asks, like, well, without giving too much away, do you have anybody in with Costello? Maybe not.
Yeah,
maybe fuck yourself. It's like my theory with the FBI is like mushrooms. Keep them in the dark, feed them shit. You know, and it's just. But that's why I think it's like either. Do you guys think that FBI guy knows, or do you think he's?
You just don't know.
Is he another rat who's keeping an eye to see how close they get to nailing Costello?
And at some point, you can't even trust that they say someone's a rat is actually a rat. Like when the one guy dies from his crew, that kind of figures out who Billy is. They say he's a rat, that he's a cop.
Yeah.
But like, was he? Or was that just something that they made up? Just to
keep them off of
just
Billy?
to kind of keep them off of Billy.
I wondered about this too because
they don't answer it.
If they tried to confirm it by him saying to him before he dies, he's like, "Tell me why I didn't say anything. Tell me why I didn't tell.
Okay.
Tell me why I didn't tell."
Yeah.
And then he dies.
Maybe.
And so, and I think it's like he was again at a different department, at a different precinct
for somebody
else, for a different cop. And it's
I don't know how
hard
these
to
guys
know.
live without stress. Like the stress of just all this is just ridiculous.
That's real easy, man. You take Percocets with wine,
cool.
an entire bottle of wine.
I'm in. Let's try it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and don't even have a glass. Like, you don't need a glass. You're
Yeah.
gonna finish that motherfucker.
No, lorazepam and
You
lorazepam
don't
and
need it to breathe.
a
whatsoever.
Yahtzee shaker full of wine. That's all you fucking need.
Interesting point though.
Well, one more thing on that. Where my mind kind of goes with the FBI and I guess the Boston Police Department is that the level of deception is so far that they're not working together, and they would never because they want it themselves.
Yeah.
So
okay.
like the police department is looking for Costello in a righteous way, and the FBI knows that Costello's out here fucking around, but doesn't care because he's getting information.
So
from
they're
him.
keeping the police off of Costello.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Gotcha.
That's why he has informants, because they're really the only ones who have anything on him.
Which again goes back to the inspiration for this. Which did you guys ever see the movie Black Mass? Whitey Bulger, and it's kind of a biopic with Johnny Depp.
Yeah, he was.
if you will.
Yeah,
and he was working the FBI as an informant, so like quote unquote, but kind of feeding them shit, just kind of like not actually giving them much of anything.
Okay.
Right.
He was giving, yeah, sure. He's like, I'm helping you, you know, and then you guys stay out of my operation. And that was kind of the thing with Whitey Bulger was he was an FBI informant, but he barely gave him anything for the longest time.
Right.
Just to keep him off his back. Yeah.
One interesting thing to note is that it's the exact halfway point of the movie when we find out that Costello's an informant for the FBI. I accidentally hit pause on it.
Oh, really?
when that guy told him, and I was like, "Oh God, that's the halfway point of the movie." Wow. Okay. Well, let's go to scene 3. So Costello demands his crew submit personal information to smoke out the rat. Costigan learns Costello is protected by the FBI by Queenan. Sullivan is given control of the mole investigation and unknowingly starts hunting Costigan, even as Costigan follows Costello to a porn theater. Sullivan sets a trap, sending Costello's men to follow Queenan to a meeting, leading to Queenan's death. Costigan barely escapes and re-infiltrates the crew while another gangster, Della Hunt, dies after nearly exposing Costigan. Sullivan reads Queenan's notes and confirms Costello's informant status, leading to a violent shootout where most of the gang is killed and Sullivan executes Costello. Lots going on here.
Lots going on. One line that Billy Costigan has while talking to Madeline. Yeah, he says there is no one more full of shit than a cop, other than the cops on TV. I really like that because it's I don't know because he iterates that like cops who are cops right now, they want to shoot their guns.
Yeah,
they live for
signed
that.
up
They
to
signed
shoot
up
to
shoot
fire their
gun.
weapon. Yeah.
Because of the cops on TV. I thought that was really cool because everyone is just lying and not themselves. The cops even want to be a higher echelon. They want to be cops on TV, not actual real cops doing paperwork and shit.
Like Queenan says to him, "Do you want to be a cop or do you want to appear to be a cop?"
Yeah.
A lot of guys just want to appear to be a cop. Gun, badge, you know, that kind of, it's like It's a good point.
It's like we say all the time. Do you like it or do you like the idea of it?
Correct.
It's kind of that mentality.
Yeah, and then you get into it, and a lot of people, they find out, oh, I don't actually want to be a cop.
Yes.
Maybe, you know.
Yes.
But yeah, like there's a moment throughout this too. I don't know why. I kept asking myself, why does he even say that? Because there's like barely even a response, and it's when Costigan goes to Madeline's apartment, and before they sleep together.
Okay.
But before they do that, he says, he's looking around. He's like, "You don't have any cats around here."
I like that.
I like that. Because everybody's a fucking rat.
Yeah.
What catches rats?
So good.
And that's all I could think about. I was
Subtle.
like, is that? It's got to be a real thing.
I think he's just also like, I don't like crazy cat ladies.
Yeah.
You
I
know?
mean, who does? You know. But.
I believe that this is just Jack Nicholson just at his peak. The coke and strippers moments.
This is the crazy look in his eye.
You want some coke?
The dildo in the theater. Like it's a great juxtaposition of him just caring less and less and less, and just like when he sneaks up behind Billy.
Yeah.
Like those whole scenes. But then you compare it to how Colin went from just confidence to just he's falling apart in front of us. That when he's talking to fucking Alec Baldwin, it's like, oh, my cock's working all right overtime.
There you go. There's another one of those notes of like, oh, it's working. Overtime.
Because this is what
This is
men
what guys
who are
say.
heterosexual say.
Yeah.
Because it's clearly not. We just found out from your previous scene your fiance is getting it from someone else. But then when he's in the movie theater, when he does that scene, he goes, you got to trust me, Frank. Like if it involves lying, like I'm gonna get it done because I'm pretty fucking good at that. Right? He kind of says right to him, like, please give me validation that I'm really good at what I do right now.
Yeah.
And he doesn't get it.
Yeah.
Costello's just kind of like, yeah, whatever, anyway. And then you combine that with him then killing a guy on the streets. Moments later, Colin is falling the fuck apart in front of our eyes from start to finish in this movie.
Yeah, and it's all because of him, I think, too. And this is I think one of the best scenes of the movie. This cat and mouse,
Dude,
cat and rat chase scene, I guess.
when the cell phone goes off and
Yeah.
goes in the
Yeah.
alley.
Well, and then that's another thing too, because he has his phone on silent in the movie theater. Why didn't he keep it on silent when he went out?
the times were different, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was back in an era where you wanted to hear your phone ring because you had a customized ringtone.
That's right.
Now, if my phone rings, I can just.
Who let the dogs out? Sorry, guys, I'm getting a call.
What would their ringtones be if they paid for like touch tunes, whatever it is?
I think I think Colin would be come my lady, come my lady, you're my pretty bud, sugar baby. Because he
Crazy
thinks,
Town
he
fans?
thinks he thinks that's what people like back then. Billy's would obviously be shipping out to Boston.
If you ship it out to Boston.
I'll tell you what,
To
it's not
blend
going to
in.
be for any of them is this Comfortably Numb cover.
Van
Morrison?
Yeah.
Because I love that song. I think Comfortably Numb's one of the best songs ever written, but like not this version by Van Morrison. I love Van Morrison.
I do too, yeah. I
It
didn't know that
takes
was
me
him.
out of this hot, sexy love scene
Yeah.
so fast.
It's very like old guy cover band of this. You know,
It's
like
exactly what it
like
is.
playing Hobie Days.
And like one of the players is too drunk.
Yeah.
And so he's kind of speeding it up. Like the lead guitar player is playing too loud and turning his amp up.
Yeah.
Well, I think there's a video of like that kind of band playing this song, and some guys like fucking up the solo.
Oh, shit.
You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, no. What
no.
song are they playing? It might be this
It's
song.
a Pink Floyd song. I know that.
God.
It's one of the. It's so bad that you think it has to be a joke, and I don't
He
think it
walks
is.
straight up to him and slaps him in the face. But you're right. Vera Farmiga's ass is great, and I like them getting together. I like that.
I do too.
It's very natural to me. The what her line was, she said, "I got to be honest, your vulnerability is really freaking me out right now."
Is it real?
Yeah, I think it is. Yeah, I don't know. It's a very warranted this relationship. I think whether other movies be like, well, they have to get together because they're the hot people in the movie.
Right.
You
It's
know?
like, no, they both need each other.
Yeah,
and,
they really do. He literally has nobody.
and she's even come out and said that she met with a real LAPD psychiatrist to prepare for the role, and the psychiatrist read the script and said that Madeline did every single thing wrong in this movie. Yeah. And it's true because
Checks out.
this is oh my God, what are you doing with your patient? Giving your patient prescriptions because he yelled at you, and like having a relationship with one of your patients, even just like her with her husband, like kind of sort of violating maybe HIPAA laws at times here. And
Right.
she's a really bad doctor, which leads me to believe that she's a public servant. So she's not making much money. So maybe that sort of explains her want to be with Colin, is maybe that stability. Maybe she's sick of this ridiculous job she does.
I feel like I can fix him, you know?
No, that's Billy. She feels like she can fix Billy.
I think it's both. Man, because you're right. It's she's working so hard to justify her relationship with Colin, and he also brings up at one point, it's like, well, you're hot shit, like with all your degrees and like everything you've done, like why are you working in like civil service basically?
Yeah.
Like for nothing. And it's like maybe that's all she could get at this point.
Very,
Maybe
because she's not good at her job.
Maybe she's proved it elsewhere that she's not very good at separating work from personal.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
You can see that. We can see that.
So she didn't separate work from personal when she had a couple weeks left on the lease.
Buddy.
Turned into a little fuck pad. You know? Yeah, dude.
I know everything about that, man.
Dude. Wow, dude.
Just a pussy.
I have a
man.
cock.
Sex.
It works real hard. Get a lot of
Yeah.
sex.
Overtime.
Overtime.
Yeah.
I'm glad to hear that.
Gee, how about that Budweiser can though? Does that
dude.
look delicious?
Oh my God, yeah.
Being at a driving range drinking a Budweiser out of a can, I was like, oh,
Oh, I know.
give it to me.
And like, there is something about that, and he's like, we reviewed all possible candidates. You're the best one. You have an immaculate record. Some people don't like an immaculate record. I have an immaculate record.
So good.
It is his deliveries in this movie. I have to go back to it. Ellerby's deliveries in this is just phenomenal. His freak out at the camera guy, his back and forth with Dignam, everything he says to Sullivan.
Yeah.
It's so good.
It's like he's taking his Glenn Ross kind of role to a police,
Yeah.
to like a captain in the police department.
Yeah, and elevating it to an almost like a stressed out version of that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like he's been doing it for so long, he's so grizzled. Do you ever catch I mean, how often do you catch like everything he's doing is in an effort to like de-stress? The face ice bath that he does. I believe you are a cop, my son. He dips his face in the ice.
Cold plunging.
Cold plunging his face. He's golfing,
Drinking some
drinking
beers.
a beer, and then like at one point when they're doing the police, like the deal with the Chinese, he says, if you look around, he is the only one in that room is just sweating bullets. He is pitted out. He is sweating profusely.
This is a big deal. He's running this whole thing.
He is just a ball of stress, and it is so hilarious.
It's great. This scene with Costigan and Costello, where he's kind of interrogating him of being the rat, and I think this is Jack Nicholson's best scene in the movie for sure. And then this was where he did a lot of his improv, where he told Marty, he's like, give me a gun. And he just had a gun on the table, and it was his idea to just
drop it.
And be like, oh, what the hell?
It's so
That, and then DiCaprio just didn't know he was going to do that. So he's like, you can see his reaction is like he's like kind of like looking offset maybe to Marty or something.
Yeah.
You know, this is brilliant.
It really is, man.
It's so good.
I read that was it was obviously like it wasn't loaded, but that was an actual gun.
Ooh.
that Jack Nicholson got, or what, like an actual gun, nothing like fake about it or whatever. And DiCaprio did not know that was going to happen in the scene, like you said, and he's just like, "What the fuck is going on?"
It keeps him on edge, and like I will say about Leonardo DiCaprio's performance in this. This is his like peak, like big acting swings. You know, he's always yelling, he's always on edge in this, and he's got quite a few roles like that, I think, especially around this.
Yep, this is
time
his
period.
new era of this.
Yeah, where he's like really, like you said, kind of actually becoming an adult, and I think he's like his trajectory through his career is like very kind of understated to like big Scorsese films, and then a little bit more understated with like his new thing coming out. It looks awesome with Paul Thomas Anderson's movie, but like The Revenant is like almost like all internal kind of acting kind of thing. But this is sometimes it does get to me a little bit, the big Leo stuff where he's like, I'm doing this and you're doing that and there's a rat, you're not, you know, the kind of freaking out kind of shit is like a little bit acty too much, I guess.
He said he played the character as if he were having a 24/7 panic attack.
It really looks like it, and it
does.
I do buy it, and like even the makeup on his eyes, I don't even know if it's makeup. Maybe he kind of method acted it, but that it's all very convincing. It just gets a little much for me sometimes.
And sometimes it's because maybe of who he's playing it against, like with like when he's doing it with Dignam over the phone. One of those times he's like, you know, he's like, you have a rat, like you need to figure it out. He's like, oh yeah, and how do we do that, Mr. Didn't even graduate from the academy.
It's just constantly bringing us back into like, yeah, this is funny. This is a funny movie.
And I laugh at that, and Leo's still very serious on it. I'm just like, I can't.
I just can't do it,
He's
man.
not here.
Fucking line was, he's not here. If you have something good or you want to meet up, let me know. It's just like playing it against Dignam. It does. It kind of falls to that. Maybe that's why it kind of just falls on like that point of like over the top.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I can see that for sure. We get to this. We want to get to Queenan's kind of demise here.
Oh man.
So he puts a tail on Queenan, and this is out of pure. He doesn't actually suspect him of being.
No, he knows that Queenan's probably going to visit with the guy that he needs to figure out who it is.
Right? Yes.
And it's a well played. Like Colin's very smart. Colin makes a lot of smart moves during this entire movie to do stuff, but it sucks because I think maybe Queenan's the only guy that probably has zero like affiliations or like backstabbing qualities. He seems like the only person that we could trust in this entire movie.
I think him and Dignam.
I don't know about Dignam. I think you can have question marks about Dignam being maybe the puppet master in a lot of the shit that happened.
I watched some stuff. I read some stuff. None of it ever gave any solid answers, and
but there are questions.
But I think that they're heavy-handed questions.
Okay, let's put it. Let me put it this way. Then Queenan would never go kill someone, hiding out in their apartment and killing them.
No, I don't think he would.
Queenan is by the books, religious man, family man. Dignam still is committing murder by killing Colin at the end of this movie.
Well, he killed his only two friends.
Then you bring him to justice.
World needs plenty of bartenders. 2 weeks with pay.
Fine. No, but that's what's so sad about this scene is the fact that Queenan goes. Well, and it's rough too.
I like that they give Billy the scene where he does go and visit Queenan at his house.
Yes.
So what the fuck are you doing, man? He's like, here's some ice water. He's like, that's my
son.
That's my son. He's
my wife's sleeping upstairs.
Going to Notre Dame. Come on in the kitchen, have some food. And he's like, nah, I should go. No, come on. Yes. Insists upon just like relax, man. Like have a little bit of normalcy. And now he's gone. Like
thrown off a roof.
Really, the only person that could help him.
I will get you out. I can't do it overnight, but I will get you out. I promise. And like they have this big moment.
And he saves Billy by being like, "You go, get out of here. I'll be the guy that stands here and kind of meets these people."
Yeah.
So he saves them.
There was only I mean, if they had both gone, they probably would have gotten caught up to the fire escape, whatever it is. So this is one of the few places that I recognized it, but didn't think much of it. And for everybody's demise in this movie, the X's.
Mm-hmm.
And I had no idea. Did you guys know about the X's? Mm-mm. The X's every single time for anyone who dies in this movie, they can be marked with an X somewhere on the screen.
Whoa,
Watch
really?
it again.
If you watch it again, knowing that, it happens even to Costello, even in the very beginning. There's an X when he's walking through like the garage.
Really?
X's in the background. When Queenan is falling down the building, X's on the windows of the buildings, like the tape on the windows. Costigan and Sullivan, X's in the shadows of his office.
There's like specific lights here and there with just make an X
that
on the wall.
They make
Wow.
an X.
Yeah.
And then I didn't even put it together, and you look at like the cover art and it's a big X with all their faces in it. And I'm just like, oh my God.
Sick.
I thought it was the coolest fucking thing.
It's really cool. He apparently is an homage to Scarface, the original Scarface.
Okay.
Not Tony Montana Scarface, the like 1950s one, I think. And where they do that a lot in that movie, which is the marking the X for the dead who is going to die in this movie.
Yeah.
Very cool touch. I never noticed until rewatching this.
Yeah.
Very, very cool.
It's pretty much every single person who meets their demise. You can go back and watch it with that intent now.
The citizen's envelope.
The citizen
Xing
yes,
that out.
Yes.
Very cool
Yeah.
stuff.
Man.
All right, scene 4 with Costello dead. Costigan approaches Sullivan to clear his record, only to spot the same envelope from Costello's crew on Sullivan's desk, revealing him as the mole. Sullivan quickly erases Costigan's file to cover his tracks. Meanwhile, Madeline receives a package from Costigan containing audio recordings of Sullivan and Costello's conversations, confirming Sullivan's betrayal. Sullivan tries to downplay the situation, but Costigan contacts him directly, revealing that he has the tapes and will expose him unless his identity is restored. They agree to meet on the same rooftop where Queenan was killed.
We didn't talk about Costello's death, really.
Nope.
Up to this point, the whole botch thing. Why do you think this was the time that Colin like flipped this around? You know what I mean? Do you think he did this with the intention of like going and like having the opportunity to kill Costello, or do you think he did that like calling the audible?
It felt to me rewatching it really feels like Colin's making a crazy executive decision at this point to be like, I'm fucked if Costello goes down. And I'm actually probably fucked no matter what because of the information he's been leaking. I think he's trying to use this as his way to get out completely from whatever bullshit he's doing so that he can go right back to just being permanent, decorated hero cop. Yeah. I think this is his way. He's like, no way. Costello's too much now.
And
He's gotta
again,
go.
man, I said it last week, but Matt Damon in these roles, these like identity roles and like killing someone to cover something else up, you know, Talented Mr. Ripley, Born Identity, and this. It's like there's a weird through line for his career, and I'm kind of happy that we're doing May of Damon.
Yeah.
Because I'm finding this out. I'm like, wow, 3 movies in a row.
Yeah.
I wonder what else he's got. Like I
Euro
don't know.
trip.
Yeah. Being a rock star. Yeah.
He's doing a cover up there too. Scotty
Yeah,
doesn't
well.
know.
Scotty doesn't know.
Yeah, see? Just saying, man. We can find a way.
Matt Damon,
All
we
right.
figured your ass out.
We got you figured. We got you pinned, man.
Wait till you get to Rounders. I think we just figured out the through line of this entire month.
You know
so.
what? You know what, Matt? You want to come on and explain yourself? We'll give you the
If
opportunity.
that's your real name.
Yeah. So, Talented Mr. Damon.
I do like to wonder what would happen if he doesn't see the citizen's envelope.
Yeah, and
That's the movie I
seeing
want to
it-
see.
Seeing it disturbed even is just like you only had to just put it back exactly where it was.
All you had to do is put it back underneath the pile.
Yeah.
It feels like he's walking back in with some paperwork and like maybe a check or something. Like, is he really going to let him off the hook here?
I think he found him out. I think in that point because doesn't he walk to him where he's like looking up the computer and
Yeah,
shit?
what I meant was Colin is like, okay, everything checks out, man. You looks like you can't identify me. You can't identify anybody.
But that's what I'm saying. Doesn't Colin like suspect him
No.
because he like gets his password. It was his name.
It doesn't feel like he really is doing anything, because then once he realizes that he found the envelope,
Right.
he runs back to the computer to like start deleting stuff.
That's when. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. So I wonder if he was gonna let him go
I think he was. I think he wants this
until he
behind
found
him.
out he was fucking his girl.
He just wants this. He never finds that out.
He
though.
would maybe
Right,
later on.
He might eventually. Yeah, you're right.
When that baby's born.
And that baby's born. That's a DiCaprio nose, not a Damon nose.
I mean, it is right. It's a Billy.
We're
baby.
meant to think that he's impotent, so I have to believe that it's Billy's.
Good point.
Which is why maybe he reacts so strangely to a woman like his lover, soon to be wife, telling him that they're pregnant.
Yeah.
He's just kind of like, huh.
Yeah.
Weird. 'cause
You
I know-
sure? Because I've never
never
nutted
blasted inside you.
Never blasted.
Maybe he just doesn't know.
I mean, stuff comes out sometimes.
He
but-
doesn't know how sex works. It's like Born Identity. Remember?
Right. He
doesn't know how. He
the
doesn't
training
remember.
didn't kick in.
Go back to
I
last
can make
week.
coffee, but I can't do this.
I can't do it.
Oh, I can't do it.
I can't do it.
That's him. Her going, baby's okay. She's like, oh, I can't do it.
I keep missing.
Ah.
What do I do? Just put it on it?
Mom said it was the belly button. You just-
Classic.
Ma'am.
Can we talk one quick about the Oscars that year though, because the only actor nominated, like you said, was Mark Wahlberg for supporting actor. Should any of these people been nominated for leading role? Was anyone in a leading role? Shouldn't Jack Nicholson have been nominated for a leading role maybe in this?
So.
Well, I think DiCaprio, didn't they say like he
Blood
had
Diamond.
turned it down?
No, DiCaprio, they said they would have told DiCaprio he would have been a supporting actor.
Oh.
And they didn't, the studio didn't want to take away from him being nominated for Blood Diamond for leading actor.
Yeah.
And Leo didn't want to take away from the opportunity
That's
for anyone else from this movie to get nominated. So he turned it down. It's just mind-blowing to me of the shit year of movies that this was. Here, Babel, Letters from Iwo Jima, The Queen, United 93, and Little Miss Sunshine and Children of Men were pretty much the only movies that got nominated for anything that year.
Children of Men's like
It's
the best
incredible.
one of those movies. Yeah, I mean, it's
is
weird. Jack Nicholson for sure, because I think it's such a level of like slimy, gross. I
Yes.
just think he nailed the character in general, and he's fucking funny
Yeah.
in this movie.
He's scary. He's funny. He's
He's the terrifying individual. He's the crazy psycho.
and this is like
funny,
the
crazy.
last like cognizant Jack Nicholson in my brain.
Yeah.
The rest is just like he's weird and old and I don't like this guy.
It's getting to be too much.
This is the one where he still felt like he was in control
Dude, where
of.
he walks into rooms with just blood on his hands randomly.
When he takes the hand out of the bag, he's like, like that is fucking great. And it just blows my mind that even Damon was great in this role, that Baldwin was great in this role.
Yeah,
that none of them got nominated.
I think Damon should have got something.
yeah,
For sure.
would it have been lead actor?
Maybe.
I mean,
be.
he's kind of one of the main catalysts, probably
Yeah.
on the. But yeah, with those movies that they were going up against, it just blows my mind.
Nick Mad was saying, I think, was he like Leonardo DiCaprio is more of a supporting role.
He
I think
completely is.
Nick was saying that, but Matt Damon's more of the star, I guess.
Like I think, especially when you have the fact like Matt Damon just playing some of this like real douchiness too, of like I say with the dinner thing, right? Or with any time after that when he's got to interact like a normal person, like oh yeah, overtime, you know, or like when he's all right, so Bill, I gotta go and I'm gonna use this other
Bill.
computer. Yeah, it calls it Bill.
This one's all bluey.
This one's going all bluey on me.
Bluey on me.
It's like fuck you.
What are you, a fucking housewife?
I know.
It's the best when, like, even when Dignam walks by and fucking flips him off when he's closing the blinds, no one likes him. And actually, question, I know we're not there yet, but why when he gets back to his apartment after this is all done before he dies, why do the people in his apartment like try to keep dogs away from him and everything?
Oh yeah.
He's a decorated like cop hero.
I just think
He's just not passing the vibe check anymore,
yeah,
guys.
yeah.
The townies are like, no, something's wrong with this guy.
Yeah, you may be from here, but you're not townie.
Wow.
You know.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, let's do final scene then. So Costigan arrives first and handcuffs Sullivan with Officer Brown witnessing the standoff, but unsure whom to trust. Costigan tries to escort Sullivan to the station, but is shot in the head by Officer Berrigan, another of Costello's hidden moles. Berrigan then kills Brown before revealing that Costello was planning to turn on both of them. As Berrigan turns away, Sullivan kills him to silence any witnesses. Sullivan pins the whole conspiracy on Berrigan, recommends Costigan for the posthumous Medal of Merit, but justice catches up when Sullivan returns to his apartment. He finds Dignam waiting for him. Without a word, Dignam shoots him dead, finally ending the chain of betrayal and corruption.
Okay, so the first time you guys watched this movie, tell me what the reaction was when this happened. Because when I was in the theater watching this with my mom, and he's like, just fucking kill me. Mm-hmm. And he's like, I am killing you. The elevator door opens, and Leonardo DiCaprio is dead. My mom was like, like the whole fucking crowd was, and I'm like, yeah. But
all right,
cool, he didn't really die.
Yeah. I mean, one of the most shocking exits I think ever in film history.
I think up to this point, especially.
Yeah.
Like this is before the world of HBO.
Yes,
major
where
series.
Everything dies.
You know, so I mean, yes, The Sopranos and stuff,
yeah.
but like.
Leonardo DiCaprio does not die in a movie,
no.
right, other than Titanic, but that was
especially
avoidable.
when he is supporting leading,
yes.
whatever you want to say. He doesn't.
And that
this isn't
fast.
It. Yeah.
In another movie,
Without
they
a
would
word.
have shown.
Oh yeah,
they would have shown the other guys coming up and getting ready to be like, "We're gonna be there when he gets down here." This is just like, he got him. Fuck, he did it. Dead.
One shot.
Also,
Done.
did you guys realize though that Billy Costigan dies by getting shot by a standard issue 9mm? Now, when this happens, little shards actually go off and they can splinter out, slicing the earth, and it's what we call a blowback. They described his death in the beginning of the movie.
And in that elevator, there's that like tape that's making an X.
The tape is making the X.
Jesus Christ.
And then he's talking about like the brain matter and all this stuff that happened. And they described his death in the beginning in the police academy course.
And this is like perfectly wraps it up for Colin. You know, like this is
It's over.
It's like a bow on it.
Yeah, this guy's. You didn't think you were the only guy that Costello had in, right? And right here, right now, like.
And
he's not liable for any of this.
No.
Like he all he's got to do is kill this guy,
and the guy's even like, it's just us.
Yeah.
Like basically being like, there's no one else.
Yeah.
It is just me and you.
No, it's not. It's just me. Yeah.
The other end of it too is how did Berrigan find out about Sullivan? That's the other big question for me.
Because almost like someone told. So it's like,
yeah,
it was probably Costello. Yeah.
Would have told Berrigan?
For some reason. I bet there was some way. Yeah, because who else would have said anything?
That's what I mean. Like,
but these are also the moments where you're just like, whatever.
You're right. No, you're totally right. Like, it is one of the questions that I have of like, how did Berrigan find out of all the people?
Yeah.
Because he seemed like if there's a hierarchy of rats, he doesn't seem very high on the hierarchy.
Mm-hmm.
He might be.
You never know. I mean, but it is. This is with a bow on it. I mean, he ends up killing Brown. The only trigger he really has to pull is the one that kills Berrigan, and he could do that by asking for. He asks for the gun that Costigan has, and then shoots him, and uses Costigan's
he's
weapon.
So smart
to execute him, and then he puts it down, wipes off, and
then immediately knows what story he's going to be saying in his head. It's already been worked out, and I just want to take a second here to go on record. Yeah, because he's so smart. He knows that by like getting off the subject to do something good, that they'll be like, okay, yeah, this investigation's over. We're good. We're fine.
Yeah.
You know, like he just is so damn smart.
I'm recommending for the Medal of Merit. He's got his like scars and shit.
Yeah.
Fucking pissing.
Medal of Merit.
And they're like, oh yeah, Medal of Merit. Make a note of that. And it's like,
wow, what a
fuck.
good guy you are.
Wow.
Yeah, it's like get over yourself, you piece of shit. You know?
Well, it doesn't work out. I do have a question. Who would you rather be between the two, Colin and Bill? If with Colin, you're on the good guy side of things. You're well respected, but you're also working for the bad guy. one of the most powerful bad guys ever. You're making insane good money. You've got an incredible job, great pension, incredible apartment, hella hot girlfriend, baby on the way, cool, calm, smart, unable to perform in bed. Bill, living with constant 24-hour panic attacks, spent time in jail, no family, no chance of a good job, working for the police, but off the record, living with the threat of being undercover with one of the scariest gangsters around. Great in the sack. Who would you rather be?
You can't take it away from me.
You can't take it away from
I
me.
have to have it.
You'll just be a homeless guy on the side of the street with just
Just incredible
good.
dick game.
But I can fuck. It's like
I think the majority of not the majority of people, but there are people out there that's a low on the totem pole thing.
Yeah,
like
for sure.
they're a Colin where they're like, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I get off by having these things.
Yeah,
I get off by looking at a fucking gold dome.
yeah.
True. Yeah, the pinnacle of success in
Yes.
his mind. Yeah.
Yeah, gold dome.
Who would you be?
Mm.
Would you be Colin or Bill?
I don't even like the choice.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
I mean,
I knew what Sean's choice would be, but I figured
Yeah.
you'd represent the majority of people out there.
Oh, saying Colin?
Being indifferent.
Oh, being indifferent?
Just like you're not sure.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know because I don't think either way is like. Yeah.
They're pinnacle polar opposite people really
Yeah.
in the story. Yet
Yeah.
they're the same.
Oh yeah.
In a way, right?
They're both liars. They're just on different sides.
Yeah.
But on the same side.
Yeah.
Seemingly, this when he walks in and this another thing, his like tile in his apartment is X's
Yes.
as he's walking
There it
up to his
is.
apartment. And one of the most satisfying like revenge of all time, because you're right, AJ. I like you pointed out that he does respect Costigan throughout this movie. Dignam does, and wants to help him out. He wants the best for him, but he's also like hard nosed, like drill sergeant almost.
He's the bad cop of the good cop bad cop dynamic that him and Queenan have
Yes.
to do to get Billy to do what he needs to do, and like it's probably keeping him not to segue off you hard. Like it's just it seems like he's doing what he needs to do to keep Billy sharp and keep him pissed off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it's like if he feels the comfort too much, then he's going to go soft or something.
It's a slip up.
And then even in the car, like after he says, "Why don't I just erase your file?"
Yeah.
Pulling that shit, and he hits him. He's like, he even looks back. He's like, "No bullshit. We think we got somebody in there." Like he respects him. He trusts him. He probably thinks
Cares
of him
about
as a
him.
friend. He cares about him. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was reiterating basically what I think. I think it's a great thing where he's like, well, right is right. I'm killing this motherfucker.
Yeah.
And maybe I'm not saying that's right, but
That's in his mind. It is.
Justice and
his justice is this justice.
Yeah. And that's the thing. And it is very satisfying. The one last thing I had of note, which if you're going to press this button.
Prop.
Yeah.
Ooh, here's a prop.
What do you got?
The grocery sack of groceries that he brings home.
Okay.
Did you notice anything?
Was it
about
all the same stuff from earlier
all
on?
the same stuff when he was a kid that Costin bought him, pretty much.
Wow.
Then some variances, but it's milk, bread, bagels.
So that's the prop you want? That bag
I
full
want
of that
that
stuff?
bag full of stuff as a nice remembrance that he got killed.
Nice.
Nick Mad wants Mark Wahlberg's tracksuit from the final scene, including the little booties, the
Nice.
little realtor booties.
Right?
I would like the Wolverine comic book. That just sent me back in time when I saw that at the very beginning.
You
I was
like
like,
comics?
You like comics?
you like comics?
Buy yourself some makeup.
I want Costigan's gun. His old P90.
Nice.
I like that.
I did have a lovable face. Cousin Sean, Kevin Corrigan.
Oh yeah,
Love this guy. Love this guy in this role because he's just like
piece of shit of a cousin. But he's like,
Uncle Jackie was excellent.
he's so good.
he's a good guy.
I just went to a funeral and nobody cares about me.
Sorry for your troubles.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
He's a good guy. He's a young guy. Yeah.
It's terrible.
Obviously, porn name the Dick Parted,
Dick parted.
the Unparted, says Nick Mad.
Mm-hmm.
10, yeah. So cool. Well, anything else you guys got going on this one?
Defarted.
I say we hit a Patreon episode on this. We talk more because I got a lot more to
Yeah,
talk about.
hell
What's
yeah.
what's the bucket? What's the bucket? Does anybody have a bucket?
Oh yeah.
How about oh no. How about just a Budweiser can? It's just a Budweiser can.
Oh no, it's the fucking globe, the golden globe with the little rat like on the rim.
Ah, cool.
Oh, yeah.
We're going rat.
There we go.
In fact, anybody like this final scene with the rat on there?
Love
or is
it.
that okay? I hated it.
You
but-
didn't like it a little too on the nose?
Little too on the nose.
on the nose. You didn't like that the fact that there's a rat, the CGI, but
Hated
they even
it.
do it. They even do it right in front of the
Nope.
state house, basically saying like even in politics that there's your rats.
We've dissected The Departed with a modern eye. Sean, what's your modern day rating for this bad boy?
Man, I do really like this movie, and revisiting it, it was pretty satisfying and exciting. I gotta say, it is a little too long for me. And of Scorsese's films, this is actually one of my lower ones. I really do think the performances are outstanding. It's a completely rewatchable movie, even if I do say that it is a little too long. I don't know. There's just something about the vibe of it that doesn't work with me all too much. It may be a little convoluted, but it's a Scorsese film, man.
His worst is still pretty good.
All the beats work, all the actors work, everything comes together just fucking fine. I'm gonna go with 7.8 on this.
7.8?
No, 7.9. Sorry,
7.9.
It's better than Napoleon Dynamite and Men in Black.
AJ, what about you?
Oh, I think this is one of my top ones for Scorsese. To be honest, I think it's up there. I think it's hard to compete with such an all-star cast that delivers lines like the way that they do in this movie. Jack Nicholson allowing to be Jack Nicholson in a good way, and being able to like everybody's really able to like chew on their characters, even the character actors, and so I fucking love it. I think it's an amazing movie. It's got the shock value. I think it's got the great amount of grit to it. It's just to be on the nose, it's just a fucking great movie. So it is, for me, I think that this is better than like Goodfellas for me, which I think was like a 9.0 something in there. This is a 9.15.
Damn, son. Again, I'm kind of falling right in the middle of you guys. Like I just love the performances. This is kind of endlessly rewatchable, even though I haven't watched it that much. I probably will continue to. My favorite part is that they don't really twist the story. We kind of know who everybody is right away. There's no like, plot twist.
Yeah.
Like but yet he still weaves it into this incredible story without needing those things. For me, it's the dialogue, it's the characters. I'm going to be an 8.3 on this one.
Hell yeah.
Nick Mad says, leave it to Scorsese to take an elegantly simple concept and make it feel brilliantly clever. From the all-star cast to writing, directing, and even the soundtrack, this film combines these elements in a Voltron-like way to make it truly stand out. As an adult, though, I did find certain procedural moments to be a little over the top, if not clearly dramatized for the sake of adding action to the story. For example, I highly doubt Matt Damon would get into the same car with Costello and Mr. French mere moments after graduating and while in full uniform. But that might just be my own bias, as I'm literally sitting in class at the police academy as you read this. Damn.
Whoa.
But there's a real king here and always will be Jack Nicholson. His presence on screen demands attention, and I'd argue it's his roles as villains, aka Jack Torrance, the Joker, etc., that really highlight his level of acting above the rest. He's the reason this film reigns as Scorsese's finest work, and The Departed remains one of the best films of the 2000s. Modern day, 9.6.
Damn.
He said, shout out and happy birthday to my bro, Montana. He started listening a few months ago and can't get enough. Montana, thanks for being here,
Hey,
buddy.
yeah, man.
Happy
What up,
birthday. As a group, my friends, that is an 8.74.
Hell yeah.
If you look at this on the grand scheme of things, an 8.74 is going to take this movie to the 19th spot. Shaun of the Dead and Reservoir Dogs are better, but this is better than Aliens, and Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Wow.
Yeah, I think I like that. I was looking at my list and I wanted to be in the same ballpark, but maybe not quite as good as Reservoir Dogs.
There you
I'm
go.
glad.
Yeah, okay.
Well, we hope you enjoyed the episode, everybody. Thanks for being here. Tune in next week. May of Damon continues. Finally, some easy movies here. We're talking Euro Trip, followed by the conclusion, Rounders. And if you're new to the podcast, go back this time last year, The Outsiders, as May of Swayze Uncaged continued.
Yeah.
Thanks to Brian on the controls here at uploadmediagroup.com. Learn more at uploadmediagroup.com. And to our network, Cloud 10, thank you very much. Learn about Cloud 10 at cloud10.fm.
Go fuck yourselves.
Go fuck yourselves.
Go fuck yourself. What are you, one of those health freaks? Go fuck yourself. Thanks again for listening, guys. We really appreciate it. Make sure you're checking us out on YouTube here in the studio, hanging out with us live and in person in the studs. Check us out on social media. Search for Confused Breakfast at Confused Breakfast anywhere on social media. And please leave us a review. 5 stars on any platform that you're listening on. Write us a comment on Spotify or on Apple Podcasts. Write us a review. We love to read them.
Go to confusedbreakfast.com as well to see the merch that we have. You can see the shirts. We have new shirts up there. It's awesome. I believe it. You can go to confusedbreakfast.com as well to see the ratings of the movies that we have covered. You can see AJ's ratings. You can see Mike's ratings. And you can see my ratings and the show's ratings overall. Goodbye. I love you.
Thanks to Brian on the controls here at Upload Media Group. Learn more at uploadmediagroup.com and learn more about our network Cloud 10 at cloud10.fm. We love you so much. Go on to the next video.